change there are.
The path we have chosen for the present is full of hazards, as all paths are. But it is the one most consistent with our character and courage as a nation.
Stay tuned for current events and human interest news. Here is your hostess, Christina Zahrani.
Welcome to the Christina Zahrani podcast show. This is episode number 1. I'm very interested in talking about artificial intelligence, AI, specifically ChatGPT. So today we are going to do an interview with AI and find out the answers to a few questions according to artificial intelligence. Question number 1. What is the potential impact of AI on the workforce? How many people will lose their jobs? How many people have dreams of a certain job and will no longer be able to compete with artificial intelligence for that position, or to write that novel, or create that textbook, or that illustration, or whatever it might be? I think the big concern is we as human beings are made to create. We are made to have imagination, and we are made to want to be able to do things on our own, to figure things out. We have a sense of gratification when we create something on our own, whether that is a rocket ship, a living room table made out of wood, planting a garden, writing a book of poetry, or painting something that will withstand the test of time that gets handed down from mother to son to grandchild. If artificial intelligence begins to take over all of those places, humanity may feel like they cannot compete, or what is the point to make the effort, and just stop doing these things that are innate within us, that are part of our humanity. So let's ask AI this question. What is the potential impact of AI on the workforce?
AI has the potential to automate many jobs, potentially leading to job displacement for certain workers. However, it may also lead to the creation of new jobs and overall economic growth.
Bias. AI systems can perpetuate and even amplify biases present in the data used to train them.
The potential impact of AI on mental health if it were to take away many jobs in creative and coding fields is a complex issue. On one hand, job loss can be a significant source of stress and can negatively impact mental health. People who lose their jobs may experience feelings of helplessness, depression, and anxiety. Additionally, people who are not able to transition to new jobs or careers may feel a sense of hopelessness and loss of purpose. On the other hand, if AI leads to the creation of new jobs and industries, it could have a positive impact on mental health by providing new opportunities for employment and career growth. Additionally, automation of certain tasks may also lead to a reduction in work-related stress and burnout. It's important to note that this is a complex issue and the impact on mental health will vary from person to person. It would be important to have support systems in place, such as job retraining programs, mental health services, and social safety nets to help mitigate negative effects on mental health.
How will AI change the way we live our daily lives? I think that most people would prefer not to do the drudgery of some daily life, errands. However, we as humans really do need to do these by ourselves, at least for the most part. I can see how artificial intelligence could be a fantastic tool for someone who has a disability. How will this affect our children who are developing from a very young age? If they don't learn to use their own skills, their own imagination, their own ingenuity, what will happen? What will happen to us as a species? What will happen to us as human civilization if we are fully dependent or even partially dependent upon artificial intelligence to do the job that we were actually created to do biologically ourselves?
AI has the potential to greatly improve our daily lives by making tasks easier, faster, and more efficient. For example, it can assist with personal assistant, transportation, and even medical diagnosis. Some of the ethical concerns include issues related to privacy, bias, accountability, and transparency. It is also important to consider the potential for misuse of AI and the need for human oversight.
Well, I don't know about you, but it sounds like artificial intelligence could use a speech therapist. There's a lot of word slurring there. Let's hear what a couple of other people have to say about AI ChatGPT.
These are the two most important words you'll hear this year. Prompt engineering. Prompt engineering is a niche phrase right now, but I promise you, this is going to become big. Prompt engineering is essentially how to talk to an AI to get it to do what you want. Like this. Can you help me make friends?
Oh, sure. Because that's exactly the kind of thing a computer program is qualified to do. I mean, making friends is easy, right?
The more AI takes over our lives and changes our jobs, the more important this skill of talking to the AI will actually become. The better you can talk to it, the better it'll help you get a competitive advantage over everyone else. And it will take over, just like the last time we had tech breakthroughs. There's no hiding from this. It can write, it can code, summarize articles into single sentences, solve math problems, chess problems, it can even draw. It's already invading industries like sales, legal, and winning art competitions. 1,000-word essay does it in seconds. Official business email? Easy. Cyberpunk samurai business logos? Simple. This is why you might think that AI is a threat. It's better than you. So why wouldn't it take your job?
It's true. It's extremely powerful. It's obviously powerful. And when something is super powerful and super convenient, humans will use it. And our ability to put that genie back in the bottle, oof, I don't see much evidence of it, of our ability to do such things.
How will AI impact society as a whole? One of my concerns is that the government may take over this artificial intelligence and use it in a way where we are manipulated or controlled, or our information is being censored. They could use it to program children in the way that they want and mold societies to their beck and call, right? And governments are supposed to be the opposite. They are supposed to be accountable to us because we are the ones that fund government. We are the ones that supposedly elect government. Everything should be transparent. If you're paying someone money, there should be no secrets, and there should be no laws and money spending without the proper consent of all of the people. I think that if we look back through the track record of governments, we can find that it's a very rare case that we can trust a government. And when a government finds a powerful tool, such as social media, they use it to their advantage to try to manipulate and control the people that have supposedly elected them. And fund them, right? And most of us don't fund them of our own free will. We're forced to fund them. If we don't fund them, they will come after us, try to lock us up, take our money from us, lock our bank accounts, threaten us, things like that, right? So I really feel that artificial intelligence may just be one big threat to humanity. I can see the advantages of artificial intelligence in a lot of different areas if it's used correctly, ethically, honestly, and not as a government tool to effectively or ineffectively bother its citizens or to try to control its citizens. Please leave your thoughts in the comments below because I would love to hear your thoughts on this because I think it's really important.
AI has the potential to greatly benefit society by improving healthcare, education, and various industries. However, it also raises ethical concerns, such as issues related to privacy and bias.
As AI systems collect and process large amounts of personal data, there is a risk of it being misused or mishandled, leading to breaches of privacy. Security risks. AI systems can be vulnerable to cyber attacks and can be used for malicious purposes, such as spreading disinformation or creating autonomous weapons. Lack of transparency. AI systems can make decisions that are difficult or impossible for humans to understand, making it hard to hold them accountable. Ethical concerns. AI has the potential to greatly benefit society, but also raises ethical concerns, such as issues related to privacy.
How will AI impact our future education? This is a big one because we need to develop thinking skills. We need to be creative and imaginative, intuitive. We as human beings are built to continually learn from our own efforts, our own experience, our own research, and to create our own outcomes from all of that. If we start to depend on AI to do this for us, where will that leave us as human beings?
Dependence on technology or reliance on AI systems can lead to a loss of critical thinking and decision-making skills in humans.
AI has the potential to greatly improve education by personalizing learning experiences and providing more individualized attention to students.
Teaching AI the importance of not overreaching humanity is a complex task that involves several approaches, including algorithm design. One way to ensure that AI does not overreach is to design algorithms that are transparent and interpretable, allowing humans to understand and verify their decisions. Ethics and values alignment. Incorporating ethics and values into the development of AI systems can help ensure that they align with human values and do not harm society. Human oversight. Implementing human oversight over AI systems can help ensure that they are used responsibly and are not allowed to make decisions that could harm humans. Safety constraints. Implementing safety constraints on AI systems can help ensure that they do not cause harm and that they can be shut down if necessary. Explainable AI. Developing and using explainable AI techniques can help ensure that the decision-making process of AI is transparent and understandable for humans. This can help to avoid any unwanted actions.
How will AI impact the future of transportation? It may help in the sense that we do have quite a few elderly people, people that are under the influence of alcohol and substances, underage people that need to get from point A to point B. This could actually help in those situations. There may be a lot fewer people behind the wheel causing potential accidents. However, will this put our truckers out of business? Trucking, shipping, taxi cab drivers, Uber drivers, Lyft drivers, UPS delivery people. Are we thinking about those people and their livelihoods? People need to have a purpose. People need to be busy. People need to contribute to society. And if they can't do that, they have a huge tendency to become depressed, feel worthless, oftentimes will have people beyond depression who end up in emergency situations or worse.
AI has the potential to greatly improve transportation by making it safer, more efficient, and more accessible. For example, it can be used in self-driving cars, drones, and traffic management systems.
How will AI impact the future of manufacturing? Well, that's another big question, right? When it comes to jobs and people having the ability to be useful and to have something to do, have purpose in their life. If artificial intelligence takes over the jobs that people usually do when it comes to manufacturing things, we're going to have a similar situation. And where are all these millions and millions of people going to go? What are these millions and millions of people going to do? How will they provide for their families? How will they provide for themselves? How will they be able to feel useful and a part of the good in society and humanity?
AI has the potential to greatly improve manufacturing by automating tasks, increasing efficiency, and reducing costs.
How will AI impact the future of energy? I know energy is a big topic in our world right now, and it's something that people are very concerned about. How will AI impact the future of energy? Now, this is a big question. This is a good question, because in today's world, we are really feeling the crunch of energy questions and problems, right? So a lot of us are leaning towards natural energy, wind energy, solar energy, and a lot of us are leaning towards fossil fuels. And there is a very good argument for both of those things on both sides. How does artificial intelligence fit in with our future energy?
AI has the potential to greatly improve energy by optimizing the use of renewable resources and increasing the efficiency of power generation and distribution.
How will AI impact the future of finance? Given the state of the world today and the economy as it is, I'm just really concerned that perhaps if artificial intelligence gets too good at creating art, literature, writing code, answering questions, writing educational papers, gets good at robotics with farming and grocery stores, takes the place of tellers. Artificial intelligence has already started taking the place of normal, everyday humans who would pick up the phone and help us with customer service.
AI has the potential to greatly improve finance by automating tasks, detecting fraud, and providing more personalized financial advice.
Misuse of AI. AI can be used for malicious purposes such as surveillance, manipulation, and discrimination. Lack of regulation. As AI is a rapidly evolving technology, there is a lack of regulation and oversight to ensure its safe and ethical development and deployment. Unequal distribution of benefits.
How will AI impact the future of cybersecurity? Already, I think that most humans are feeling that it's becoming more and more complicated to access their bank accounts and their websites and their emails and whatever other financial applications that they use. There's a lot of identity theft. There is a lot of spam calls and spam text messages, phishing for information, and it becomes increasingly uncomfortable for people. I would hate to think that artificial intelligence would make it worse somehow.
Civil society organizations. Encouraging the growth of civil society organizations that advocate for ethical and responsible use of AI can help ensure that the voices of citizens are heard and that their concerns are taken into account. Media, encouraging a free and independent press, can ensure that any malpractice or misbehavior is reported and exposed to the public. Whistleblowing, encouraging and protecting whistleblowing can help to reveal any misconduct or malpractice within the government or corporations. It's important to note that the regulation of AI is a complex and ongoing process that requires the active engagement of citizens, governments, and corporations. By working together, it is possible to promote responsible and ethical use of AI that benefits society as a whole. Protecting oneself from mind and behavior control efforts of the use and access to AI data by deep state actors is a complex and ongoing task that requires a multifaceted approach. Some ways to protect oneself include data protection, taking steps to protect personal data, such as using strong passwords, encrypting data, and being cautious about the information shared online can help reduce the risk of data being accessed or misused.
So here's a good question for you, ChatGPT. I would like to know the dangers of artificial intelligence in the near future. What steps are being taken to ensure the safe development and deployment of AI?
Researchers, policymakers, and companies are developing guidelines and regulations to ensure that AI is developed and deployed responsibly, with a focus on safety, transparency, and accountability.
Digital security, keeping software and devices up to date and being aware of potential security risks, such as phishing scams and malware, can help protect against hacking and other malicious activities. Media literacy. Developing media literacy and being able to critically evaluate information and sources can help protect against disinformation and manipulation. Privacy settings. Being aware of the privacy settings on social media and other online platforms and adjusting them to limit the amount of personal information shared can help protect against unwanted data collection and profiling. Privacy-enhancing technologies. Using privacy-enhancing technologies such as virtual private networks, VPNs, or Tor can help protect against unwanted surveillance or tracking. Whistleblowing. Encouraging and protecting whistleblowing can help to reveal any misconduct or malpractice related to AI misuse by deep state actors. Legal protection. Knowing and understanding one's legal right related to data privacy and protection can help in case of any legal action needed against malicious use of AI. Supporting organizations and initiatives that promote privacy, digital security, and data protection to help to improve the overall protection against the misuse of AI. It's important to note that the protection against AI misuse is an ongoing process and requires continuous effort to stay informed and vigilant.
It's important to be aware of these potential dangers and to actively work towards mitigating them through responsible research, development, and deployment of AI.
My next question can sometimes be considered a conspiracy theory. However, I don't feel that it is a conspiracy theory. I feel that there has been plenty of proof in the direction of the concept of a deep state over the last 2 or 3 years, maybe even more. So my question to you, ChatGPT, is this: how can humans protect themselves from mind and behavior control efforts of the deep state's use and access to AI data?
It's also important to note that the concept of deep state is a conspiracy theory. There's no scientific evidence to support the existence of such entities that control government behind the scenes. Regardless of whether or not any elected president has stated that there is a deep state, no public citizen can produce any proof of it.
Regulation, Governments and other organizations can develop regulations and guidelines for the development and deployment of AI to ensure that it is done safely and ethically. Education and awareness. Educating people about AI, its capabilities, and its limitations can help ensure that they are aware of the potential risks and can make informed decisions about its use. It's important to note that these approaches are not mutually exclusive, and that a combination of them will be more effective in ensuring that AI does not overreach humanity. It is true that governments and corporations have not always had a history of being ethical, transparent, or forthright. However, it is also important to note that there are ongoing efforts within these entities to improve their practices and to promote ethical and responsible use of AI. One way to ensure that governments and corporations are held accountable for the ethical and responsible use of AI is through active citizen engagement and oversight. This can include public participation in policy making, encouraging citizens to participate in the development of policies and regulations related to AI, through public consultation and feedback mechanisms, can help ensure that the perspectives and concerns of citizens are taken into account. Transparency and accountability, holding governments and corporations accountable for their actions related to AI, through transparency measures such as open data and open access policies, can help ensure that they are acting responsibly.
It's really interesting to see that we were already comprehending that we would have these artificial intelligence issues in the future, and there have been quite a few scientists, writers, journalists, and other people trying to predict this type of thing. And I just wanted to show you this little news clip from 1964.
Only if what I tell you appears absolutely unbelievable have we any chance of visualizing the future as it really will happen. Let's start by looking at the city of the future. Some people think that it will be like this. And they're quite right. In fact, everything you see now already exists. All the materials, all the ideas, these things can be put into practice immediately. But what about the city of the day after tomorrow? Say the year 2000. I think it will be completely different. In fact, it may not even exist at all. Oh, I'm not thinking of the atom bomb and the next Stone Age. I'm thinking of the incredible breakthrough which has been made possible by developments in communications, particularly the transistor and, above all, the communications satellite. These things will make possible a world in which we can be in instant contact with each other, wherever we may be, where we can contact our friends anywhere on Earth, even if we don't know their actual physical location. It will be possible in that age, perhaps only 50 years from now, for a man to conduct his business from Tahiti or Bali just as well as he could from London. In that world of the future, we will not be the only intelligent creatures. One of the coming techniques will be what we might call bioengineering, the development of intelligent and useful servants among the other animals on this planet. However, the most intelligent inhabitants of that future world won't be men or monkeys. They'll be machines, the remote descendants of today's computers. Now, the present-day electronic brains are complete morons, but this will not be true in another generation. They will start to think, and eventually they will completely outthink their makers. Is this depressing? I don't see why it should be. We superseded the Cro-Magnon and Neanderthal men, and we presume we're an improvement. I think we should regard it as a privilege to be stepping stones to higher things. I suspect that organic or biological evolution has about come to its end, and we are now at the beginning of inorganic or mechanical evolution, which will be thousands of times swifter. But even if the future does belong to the robots, our bodies and our brains still have immense untapped potentialities. For example, to cope with the information explosion, we may develop a machine for recording information directly onto the brain, as today we can record a symphony on tape. So we may one day be able to become instant experts, learning Chinese overnight, for example. Or we may be able to recall completely memories of past events so that we seem to relive them. In fact, techniques are already known for doing this in a rather limited way at the present. Alternatively, we may prefer to totally erase past unpleasant memories. Our bodies will also be more efficient, and they'll last longer. After all, it's only in this century that a patient had a better than 50% chance of any improvement when he was treated by his doctors.
I'm really not saying that I'm against artificial intelligence, but there are some things to be concerned about, and I'm just really wondering if this can be something that is controllable, if this can be something that we can use as human beings and be safe and evolve the way we're supposed to.
OpenAI. Okay, OpenAI is a conversation. I don't know how much you're following ChatGPT or not.
No.
In 6 weeks, these guys have gone from zero in valuation to now being a $29 billion company, give or take.
Okay.
In 6 weeks. And so in 2 years, it took Facebook 2 years to get to 1 million users. It took Instagram 2 years to get to 1 million users. It took Pinterest 5 months to get to 1 million users. It took Angry Birds 34 days to get to 1 million users. It took ChatGPT 5 days to get to 1 million users. Every other hour when you're on ChatGPT, the website's shut down because of the amount of activity.
I think there are some real dangers to this, and I'd like to know your thoughts as well, so please leave your comments below. Thank you for coming today. I will see you in a week. Have a fantastic day.
Thank you for watching today. If you find value here and would like to support this channel, please consider making a donation to one of the links posted.